Okay, good morning everyone. So now we're gonna discuss the story of Joseph. I'm Paul Andre Archiva from BSN 2-2 English, your reporter for today. So the author of the story. The story of Joseph is found in the first book of the Bible, which is Genesis. So it is believed that Moses is the writer of the Genesis. So basically, he is also the author of the story of Joseph. But according to my research, many scholars today would argue that ancient editors wove various materials in the book's present form sometime after the Babylonian conquest of Jerusalem. So now, let's move to the introduction of the story. So the story begins with Joseph was introduced. Joseph, Jacob's favored son, was sold into slavery by his jealous brothers. And he was taken to Egypt, where he eventually became one of the high-ranking officials, and after interpreting the Pharaoh's dreams. So now, let's go to the character analysis. So I describe Joseph as obedient, humble, forgiving, faithful, God-fearing, honest, loyal, and courageous. So later on in the story, we're gonna know why I listed these things to represent Joseph, or why these things best represents Joseph. Okay, now moving on. Okay, so the story begins in Canaan. So we're now in the setting analysis. So the story begins in Canaan. It is where Joseph spent his early life and the place of his origin. So basically, Canaan is where Joseph was born and his family was living. And then later on in the story, it moves to Egypt, where he was sold to be a slave and imprisoned. So now, in the plot analysis, as the exposition, it is going back again. Joseph is introduced as the favored son of Jacob, gifted a coat of many colors by his father. So in the exposition, Jacob gifted Joseph a coat of many colors. And then for the rising action of the story, Joseph is taken to Egypt, sold to Potiphar. So basically, Joseph was sold to Egypt, came to Egypt to be sold, and to Potiphar. And while he is in Egypt, he resists Potiphar's wife's seduction, leading to false accusation and imprisonment. Later on, we're going to discuss furthermore why that happened. So in the climax, Joseph's brother traveled to Egypt during the famine to buy grain, unknowingly encountering him after testing their characters. He then revealed his identity. So in the climax, Joseph was finally, like mentioned in the story, mentioned in the introduction, he became one of the highest officials in Egypt. So for the following action, the brothers returned to Canaan. Joseph reunited with his brother and his father, and Joseph forgives his brothers. So for the resolution, the family is preserved and thrives in Egypt. Joseph dies at 110, leaving a legacy of faith, forgiveness, and divine sovereignty. So now we're gonna move into the story. We're gonna move on to the story, the real story of Joseph. So the story of Joseph. So now, once upon a time, there was a little boy named Joseph. His mother Rachel and his father Jacob loved him very much. So this is Rachel, his mother. This is Joseph. This is Jacob. So this is Joseph has 11 brothers. So he is one of the youngest. So now, Joseph's father gave Joseph a coat of many colors. This made his other sons jealous. Because of the gift of Jacob to his son Joseph, Joseph's brother became jealous of him because he was always favored by their father. And Joseph had a lot of dreams about his brothers bowing down to him that also made his brothers jealous. So one thing that made his brothers jealous and enraged is because Joseph always dreams of his brothers bowing down to him. So that didn't make his brothers very happy. So then his brothers, Joseph's brother was so jealous of him, so they decided to sell Joseph. They pushed him into the well until they sold him to the Ishmaelites that came. So they sold him. The brothers pushed him to the well because they were so jealous of Joseph because he was favored by his father. Then when he was sold, his brothers, Joseph's father or Jacob, asked his many brothers that where is Joseph, and then they said that Joseph was killed by a wild animal. So that made his father grieve. Jacob was very sad to know that his favored son is dead. And then you see here that one of his brothers literally has a transaction that shows that they sold Joseph to Ishmaelites. Now, then later on, the Ishmaelites sold Joseph to Potiphar, the Pharaoh of Egypt. So then, during this time also, it was in the rising action that it is stated there that Potiphar's wife is seducing Joseph. But then, it lead to accusation and imprisonment. So that very context means that Potiphar's wife was attracted to Joseph. So therefore, she always seduces him. She always pursues him to do something with him. And then, but Joseph, as a man of God, and being loyal to the Pharaoh of Egypt, he resists always the seductions. He did not want to bear his life being connected with Potiphar's wife. So then he was accused and he was imprisoned for that. Because in the story, Joseph was accused of doing something with Potiphar's wife even though it did not really happen. So therefore, he was accused and imprisoned. So now, while in prison, one day, a Pharaoh had a dream. No one could tell him what it meant except for Joseph. So then, stated there that the Pharaoh had a dream. He has this crazy dream that there are seven cows being fat and then being slim, and then the Egyptians being fat and also slim, and then no, the Pharaoh couldn't understand a thing about what he's dreaming about. So then, only Joseph was one able to understand and interpret his dream. So then, when Joseph was in prison, when he answers the Pharaoh's dreams, he was let go. They took him out of the prison. And then Joseph, as I've said earlier, interpreted that it will soon came true and Egypt will have 7 years of famine and 7 years of abundance. So 7 years of abundance, 7 years of famine. So Joseph was able to interpret all of this because of the Pharaoh's dream. So therefore, the Pharaoh granted him to be one of the leading officers when that time came. So 7 years have passed. One day, when Joseph was out selling wheat, he saw his brothers and he tested them so many times to see if they've changed. So Joseph, being a high official of Egypt, he saw his brothers approaching him, wanting to buy food, water, and grains for them to survive because it's already famine season. So then Joseph tried to see if they really changed, if they really repented to their sin, if time had gone by. And turns out Joseph was right. They have changed. So then Joseph forgives them, and Joseph reveals that he is their younger brother. He is Joseph. So then their brother couldn't believe that he was alive. And Joseph was very happy too because he was once again reunited by his brothers and his dad. So he was too happy. He hadn't seen his brother or his father a long time since he was sold by his brothers. And then they reunited in the resolution. They reunited in Egypt. They lived in Egypt. Joseph then lived 110 years, and then that is the story of Joseph. So now we're gonna go to the point of view analysis. Okay. So the point of view analysis, the story represents, or the story has a point of view of a third person omniscient. So why third person omniscient? So basically, it just presents that the story not only has the POV or the point of view of Joseph as the main character, but also the story presents the emotions, the motives, perspectives of other characters as well, like Potiphar's wife, their brothers, or his brothers, and his father. So that is why it is a third person omniscient. And now in the theme analysis, the story of Joseph showcases the theme of divine providence, demonstrating that a greater plan is at work despite life's hardship. So Joseph facing a lot of problems, he still believed that God has something planned for him, a greater plan. Therefore, that represents that he can go through hardships with God on his side. And another theme is that Joseph's unwavering faith and trust in God illustrates how beliefs can sustain individuals through difficult times. So then, Joseph was the epitome of the perfect representation of, also a perfect representation of being a follower of God and being able to believe that God has a plan, and God has, if you have trust in God, you can go through hardships and difficult times will just pass through you. So that's one of the theme analysis. So now let's go to figurative languages. So I have two here. So coat of many colors is a figurative language in a story. So basically it represents the favoritism of Jacob towards his son Joseph. So the coat of many colors represents Jacob's favoritism to his son Joseph. And then the water well, where Joseph was pushed by his brothers, represents the hardships and challenges and struggles that Joseph will face and has faced. And now, symbolism, when it's famine, the story represents, the story has presented food and water. So food represents sustenance, provision, and spiritual nourishment. And water symbolizes life, renewal, and spiritual understanding. And also, I forgot to mention that sheep and goats were present in the story as well. So, Joseph's family is shepherds, and they have herd of goats and sheep. So, in the story, the sheep and goats the sheep symbolizes God's flock and the righteous, while the goats represents deception and the ungodly. So that is all for my report, the story of Joseph. Thank you.